I've spent years studying how YouTubers get paid and exactly what causes their content to go viral. And in today's episode, I'm gonna show you all my findings. First, we'll cover how much YouTube paid this small creator that only had 2,000 subscribers when a video on her channel blew up. Then I'll show you how much YouTube paid a mega influencer that has millions of subscribers for a video that went viral on her page. And as a bonus, if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll show you the jaw-dropping amount of money that YouTube paid for one of the most talked about interviews this year that broke the internet. I've included time codes in the show notes below if you'd like to skip around, but let's get into it. This is IRINA D. Her tiny YouTube channel blew up after this video started getting millions of views. What most people wonder is, how much does YouTube pay for a video like that? So I took my curiosity to another level by reaching out to this creator to see if she might spill the tea. Surprisingly, she responded and was open to sitting down to have a call with me. And not only did she share secrets about how to grow on YouTube, she also revealed exactly how much YouTube paid her down to the penny.
My backend analytics say that I've made...
Most people think that you need hundreds of thousands of subscribers to make money on YouTube, but IRINA has proven that small channels can be just as successful. And when we link up with her soon here, she'll share exactly how profitable just one video can be. But first, I wanted to show you just how small her channel was before that video went viral. Check out this chart that classifies creators based on their following size. If you look all the way at the bottom, you'll see the smallest tier, being creators that have less than 10,000 subscribers, is classified as a nano influencer. When IRINA originally posted the video that went viral, she only had 2,400 subscribers at the time, which is literally the smallest type of creator on the internet. See, contrary to popular belief, you don't have to have tons of subscribers for YouTube to push your video to millions of people. But in order for that to happen, she did something very specific. And I'll give you a quick look at what that was before she joins us on the call. If you look at her channel, when she first started, you'll notice that her videos were getting around 200 views each. But she kept on posting. And eventually, those view counts turned to several thousand per video. And this is because a couple of hacks that she used that actually taps into the way that humans think. Check out one of her older thumbnails, which is the image that people see before clicking on a video. This video got about 700 views. Now look at one of her more recent thumbnails. This video got over 12,000 views. And here's a secret that IRINA came to learn. Based on a recent study, the average attention span of a human being is about 8 seconds. So when you want to get someone to click on your video, you have to get their attention fast. Going back to her older versus her newer thumbnails, the one with less views has a lot smaller text that may be hard for someone to read when scrolling through their YouTube homepage. The one with thousands of views has only a few words that are much larger with the recognizable image of dollar signs, and even the word money is a different color to emphasize it. That simple change that she made helped get the attention of folks scrolling through YouTube and caused them to stop and click on the video. And what do you know? For her video that got millions of views, there's a similar pattern. This is one of the easiest things that anyone can do to start getting more views and making money on YouTube, but especially new channels or small creators. Speaking of making money, IRINA is about to join us any second now to reveal how much YouTube paid her for 1 million views. But I wanted to give a disclaimer because unfortunately, not everyone is eligible to make money on YouTube. For YouTube to agree to pay any creator, you must have at least 1,000 subscribers and either 4,000 hours watched or 10 million shorts views across your channel within a certain period of time. And on top of that, YouTube has policies in place that if not followed, you will not be eligible to make money on the platform. And if you're looking to make money on YouTube, you'll really want to read these guidelines. So I'll link them in the show notes below. Oh, that's her calling now. And just for fun, leave a comment with your best guess as to how much YouTube paid her for 1 million views. Well, her video actually has 2 million views now, so whatever she tells us, we'll have to split in half. But I'll be reading the comments to see who has the closest guess. It's actually really good to be talking to another creator.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you so much for reaching out and for supporting my channel. I am really, really honored.
I did want to take it back to the beginning just to see exactly what it was or what your reason was for starting a YouTube channel in the first place.
I probably wouldn't have started my channel if it weren't for the encouragement of my husband specifically, because I tend to have a very limiting mindset in the sense of like, I'll say things like, oh, I could never do X. I could never, like, I'm just not the type of person that does this. And I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but I tend to write things off before I try them. And so for me, I was looking at big YouTubers like Graham Stephan, for example, and I just was like, I am not that type of person. Like, this is not for me. I don't think I could ever reach that level of success. And when I was telling my husband, like, oh, I'm just not that type of person, he was like, why not? And I was like, you know, good point, actually. Why not? So his encouragement and his belief really helped me get started. But yeah, that's how I got started with real estate. And my channel has taken a lot of different directions since then, but that was how I started.
I'm definitely glad that you got on the platform. I was wanting to get a little bit of behind the scenes information for yourself. How were you able to kind of juggle and balance your time between being a real estate agent and then also your personal life and learning how to create content?
So the short answer to that question is I don't. But no, I mean, it varies depending on the season of life that I'm in, which I feel like is the same for others as well. When I was busier in real estate, I wasn't able to be as consistent on YouTube. When I was consistent on YouTube, it was probably because I wasn't as busy with real estate. I do my best to balance, but I'm not perfect at it. And I don't know if that was a super helpful answer for viewers, but that's just honestly just full transparency kind of where I'm at currently with my job and my content creation.
I think you're full transparency when it comes to still trying to learn how to balance some things. I think that's really relatable to a lot of people. I wanted to just get some information from you about what resources that you used to be able to learn how to create content.
My answer comes in two parts. One is that a lot of what I learned was on YouTube. So video editing, how to create an interesting thumbnail, how to use certain editing softwares like what I currently use. But I think more than that, what helped me learn video editing, thumbnails, how to construct a video in general is just doing it. Because a lot of the times, and I definitely do this too, you want to wait until you know how to do everything in order to start uploading videos, because you don't want to come off cringe or, you don't want people to think that you don't know what you're doing. But the more that you upload and the more that you film, the more you find your style and you find, okay, how do I like to talk on camera? How do I like to present information? And being okay with the fact that it's going to look a little bad at first, and that's okay. You have to start off and see where the journey takes you in order to really learn.
No, I love that. And I completely agree. So obviously from a lot of those resources that you used, it paid off. I mean, you did have a video that did go viral, 2 million views at this point. I don't know if you can recall, once it started to take off, what that feeling was like.
It's a really exciting feeling. And I think there are a lot of emotions that are present, and it comes in waves because, at least in my experience, I don't think I've had a video become an overnight success. It usually is, I'll post it, it'll get a few thousand, a few months later, it starts gaining traction again. So I have not had that overnight sort of thing, which I feel would be a little bit overwhelming and kind of scary when you're not used to getting those sorts of views. And now all of a sudden, a lot of different thoughts and opinions are floating in that you may or may not have been prepared for. I really believe that for a smaller creator, growing slow can be such a blessing in disguise because it allows you to find your footing and build your personal brand before your audience determines what your personal brand is going to be based on that viral video. As awesome as a viral moment is, I'm not saying that I would change anything or that I'm not grateful for it. I'm really grateful for it, and it's grown my channel in an unbelievable way. But there is also another side to it that I think smaller creators deserve to know.
The video that you posted that actually went viral, you had posted 49 videos before you posted that. In some of those times where you weren't getting many views, there wasn't much engagement, anything like that, what kept you going?
I think in that moment, the main thing that kept me going was just the fact that I had a strict posting schedule that I had to adhere to no matter what. And I just had this I don't know why, but I had this strong belief that as long as I posted one video a week, something was going to happen. Sometimes it really is very discouraging and you feel like you're wasting your time, but having that understanding that consistency will pay off.
Editing Justin here. Just so you know, what you're watching is a small portion of the call that I had with IRINA. In the full interview, we talk about the good, bad, and ugly about being a small YouTuber that you won't hear anywhere else. If you want to hang out with us after this video, I'll leave a link to the exclusive podcast episode for Apple and Spotify in the show notes below. But for now, let's get back to the call. When you posted your video that went over 1 million views, did you have any idea that that video was going to take off?
I was expecting it to do well, but I didn't think it would do 1 million, 2 million views well.
I mean, I guess just to get down to it, because a lot of people are curious if you have a video that actually goes viral and hits 1 million views, how much it earns. So can you walk us through how much your viral video made?
I can tell you exactly. I've got the number pulled up right here. So since it was published and it has a little over 2 million views now, my backend analytics say that I've made $9,977.19 on that video.
I think that speaks volumes to the power of YouTube to be able to reach a wider audience. The fact that that video can continue to gain more views and subscribers and continue making more money, I think is absolutely amazing. Based off of the history of your channel, you know, you've built it from absolutely nothing to now having over 50,000 subscribers. To the person that is debating whether or not to start a YouTube channel, or someone who has not many subscribers at all, that's posting on YouTube and they're not getting much traction, what do you tell that person?
My heart truly goes out to anybody that has started creating videos and posting them on YouTube or that wants to. It's so hard. And I know that also when you start, it can feel like people maybe in your life, maybe they don't say it outright, but they're like, what are you doing? Don't start to believe that the platform is completely oversaturated and that there's no place for you. You have an important and a unique perspective to share that nobody else could share in the same way that you can. You have experiences in your life that other people may not have had or may not have had in the same way. And all of that plays into creating really valuable content on YouTube. Growing slowly gives you a chance to really figure out your personal brand and build a community of people. I have seen channels that are very small have awesome engagement because their community, though it's small, is very committed to them as a creator. So I wouldn't get too discouraged by being a small channel or having a small amount of views, because honestly, I feel like this is the era of the small content creator. So I hope that that was helpful. That was a very long answer, but I feel very strongly about all of this. And I don't know if that was cheesy at all, but I know that it's hard, and it's hard to believe that anybody cares what you have to say, but you will find your people. And I think it's worth it at the end of the day.
Now I'm going to read the comments to see who guessed anywhere near $5,000 for 1 million views. But in my opinion, that's incredible. From just one video, she made nearly $10,000 and gained 25,000 subscribers. What's even more impressive is that the video right now is getting 102 views per hour. She was literally making money the entire time we were on the call. But that's the power of YouTube. You can create videos that can make you money for years to come. And content creation has become the fastest growing small business in the world. YouTube itself is getting 1 billion hours of watch time every day and 5 billion videos watched on a daily basis. And financial analysts at Goldman Sachs forecast the creator economy will double in size to be valued at $500 billion by 2027. If you've ever had a doubt about starting or growing a channel, IRINA had that exact same doubt, but she's proven that it's possible for anyone to be successful on YouTube. So if you're looking to make extra money or you want to start your journey toward entrepreneurship, I'm convinced that this is the way to do it. And here's 3 things you can do right now for free to fast track your success. First, go check out IRINA's channel. She has a wealth of knowledge on her page about content creation and self-development, especially for small YouTubers. And I'll link her channel in the show notes below. Second, I want to hook you up with this best-selling book YouTube Secrets, that's a cheat code for learning the ins and outs of how to grow an audience and make money on YouTube. The author Shannon has been on YouTube for over 17 years and has built a multi-million-dollar business with nearly 3 million followers and bundled all his experience inside this book. You can get the audio version for free on Audible, and I'll link it in the show notes below. Third, if you're really serious about starting or growing on YouTube, you need to get connected with a company called vidIQ, which is the #1 YouTube educator in the world. Their software analyzes YouTube data to give creators trending video ideas and can help write video scripts, titles, and a lot more. You can even hire a personal YouTube coach that will walk with you day in and day out to help you grow your channel. You can sign up to vidIQ for free with the link below, and if you happen to join a paid plan, use code JUSTNOTIFIED for special discounts. If you're like me and one day want to escape the 9 to 5, content creation is one of the best ways to do it. Now let's start taking control of our own destiny. I'll catch up with y'all soon. If you're enjoying this episode, you can also listen to us on the go. Find Early Career to Entrepreneur wherever you listen to podcasts, and give us a follow today. Imagine what it'd be like to never have a boss again. This Louisiana native has built a 7-figure income by mastering a simple element on YouTube. Not only is Michelle getting the attention of millions of people every month, but what she's doing behind the scenes can cause just one of her videos to make tens of thousands of dollars. And I'm gonna show you exactly how she does it. If you wanna talk about quitting your job and becoming your own boss, if you wanna talk about entrepreneurship, there's not a better way that I can think of other than creating videos online to do that. And this daredevil has built an absolute empire from nothing to creating her own full-time income, creating videos on YouTube. So in today's episode, we're going to be covering Michelle Carre's channel and how she's been able to make a full-time living creating videos on YouTube. And the way we're going to do that is I'll break down a few different areas. The first being an overview of her channel. Then we're going to talk about her most popular video and about how much revenue that it's generated. And lastly, we're going to talk about the secret strategy that she uses to get millions and millions of views every time that she uploads. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Michelle has built over 4 million subscribers, and to date, she generated over 500 million views on her content. Now, if you look at the history of the channel, she's been on YouTube for 7 years and has uploaded over 200 videos. And this is the natural progression of any YouTube creator that starts. Your first work is not going to be your best work. And if you look at her very first video compared to her more recent work, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's take a peek.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My arms look like they're 6 feet long.
From the time of Michelle's first upload until now, she has mastered the craft of being able to capture attention and get people to view her videos. And she's doing something very specific to attract viewers and get massive views on every video she uploads. But I'll show you her trick later on. But the next thing I wanted to explain is exactly how creators are paid on YouTube, because not a lot of people understand it. And the big misconception is you can just start creating videos and you're going to start earning checks from ad revenue. That couldn't be further from the truth, because there's really 2 main factors that every creator has to meet before you can start collecting ad revenue on your videos. The first is you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers. And secondly, you have to have at least 4,000 watch hours across your entire channel before you're eligible to receive ad revenue from YouTube. See, the way YouTubers are paid is based off of a dollar figure that they get per 1,000 views across their channel. But the complicated thing is there's no 2 creators that get paid the exact same amount of money. And the reason why is there's a number of factors that go into influencing that dollar figure. Now, through extensive research, I've broken down the 4 main factors that influence the dollar figure that a creator is paid. And starting at the very top is the topic or category that their videos or their channel is about. Next is a demographic, which can be the age group or the gender that typically consumes the content. Next is the location. If most of your viewers are based in the United States versus, let's say, India, that will heavily influence the dollar figure that you receive. And lastly is the length of the video. The longer your video is, the more ad breaks will play, which will increase the dollar amount that you receive off of that content. So with all that said, what's the dollar amount that Michelle's channel receives per 1,000 views for her videos? And to determine that, I'm using a study that was conducted analyzing over 40 YouTubers' channels to come up with an average dollar figure per category or topic of the channel. Now we need to determine what category that Michelle's channel falls under, and I do have a bit of a cheat tool for me to do so. It's a software plugin from vidIQ that analyzes the behind the scenes of creators' channels, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the software later. But what that tells me is that Michelle's channel falls under the category of entertainment. So now let's go back to Michelle's channel and stack rank her most viewed videos. And looking at her page, her most popular video is titled, I Tried Marine Boot Camp. And it's gotten millions and millions of views to date. Now there's a reason why this specific video took off for her. And if it's not obvious to you, I'll give you a couple of tips. If you're listening on podcast, I have the thumbnail pulled up, which is the image that you see before you click into the video. And what Michelle's done here is genius. It's really just a picture of her standing in a military uniform with a blank look on her face, and then a drill sergeant standing in front of her yelling. It's an extremely simple concept, but it immediately grabs your attention and almost forces you to look down at the title. And then the title plays off of the thumbnail by saying, I tried Marine Boot Camp. Now there's a couple of things that this does. Number one, it implies that she's not a Marine. And then number two, the word tried really opens the door to the possibility that she fails. But there's only one way to find out, which is watch the video. Another detail worth mentioning is that this video is 23 minutes and 28 seconds long. And as we already discussed, the longer the video, the more ad breaks, which equals more money. Looking at the average dollar figure for someone in entertainment, it's $2.74 per 1,000 views. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, that's not much money at all. But her most popular video got 17 million views. Now, based off the data from this one video, her channel would make an estimated $46,580. If the number is half wrong, it's still $23,000 off of one video. How much was your last paycheck? I'm just saying, she has been able to create a business for herself where she's doing what she loves and she's making a living off of it, getting paid way more than what she would working a traditional job. And if you recall, I mentioned she has over 500 million views on her channel. I'll let you do the math, but it gets scary at that point. But with all these figures that we ran through, the most shocking thing is that for most YouTubers, the money they receive from ad revenue usually represents the least amount of money that they make in total. See, I've done a lot of research on how exactly YouTubers get paid. And what I found is that there are 7 most common ways that people make money off of creating videos. And if you'd like to know more about what that is, I've put together a free ebook that you can download instantly that details out all the different ways that YouTubers get paid. And a lot of these strategies can start making you money even before you reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So if you want to check that out, it'll be linked in the show notes below, or you can visit notitribe.com/YouTube. Now, from the methods that I break down in this ebook, it's not out of the question for a creator to receive anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 to $20,000 or $50,000 a month once you put them to work. But you still have to understand how to get views on your content. Because after all, if you're not getting clicks, you're not getting checks. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you is a tool that I've been using to quote unquote spy on other YouTubers. But not only is it good for that, it is also the #1 tool that helps creators both grow their channels and grow their earnings. So check this out. In recent years, content creators have earned over $100 billion, and YouTube is arguably the highest paying social platform on the market. If you're looking to make more money, creating content online is something you need to look into. But even though YouTube is a gold mine, it can be hard to make money without learning the art of getting people to click on your videos. Thankfully, we have vidIQ, which is the #1 YouTube educator that teaches the exact methods of how to get views so you can start making money fast. They offer personalized coaching and advice, whether you're just getting started or if you've been creating for years. vidIQ also helps by providing you with trending video ideas so you can get more views and they offer the best analytics so that you can track your performance. Millions of people are using vidIQ to grow their audience and their income, including some of the top creators. If you're ready to start making money online, sign up to vidIQ for free by heading over to vidiq.com/justnotified or tapping the link in the show notes below. Again, that's vidiq.com/justnotified. So with that, I'm going to give you a crash course on exactly what Michelle is doing to get millions of views that you can learn from to do the same. The example that I'm going to use is a video that she posted that got 3.1 million views, and it's titled, "I ran a marathon in the hottest place on earth." Now, what a lot of people don't understand is there's some psychology behind what gets a viewer to click on a video. And one of the most important details is the thumbnail or the image that is seen before somebody clicks on your content. If you've never heard of the rule of 3 before, it's really just a rule of thumb that you can follow to keep your thumbnails simple. Now, if you see on this thumbnail, Michelle has a picture of herself, a background of a desert, and then text saying 130 degrees. That's 3 objects. Now, what's the reason for this? A recent study shows that the average attention span of a human nowadays is 8 seconds. And I would even argue when someone's on social media scrolling through their feed, it's even less than that. So ideally, what you want to do with your thumbnails is create something simple that grabs attention, that's not cluttered with text or multiple objects, that will take somebody a long time to dissect to understand the meaning. Now, the next tip that we can take from Michelle's strategy is her title. See, the thumbnail is merely created to grab your attention for long enough to look at the title, and the title is meant to hook you to click on the video. Now, how does she do it? The title reads, "I ran a marathon in the hottest place on earth." Now, there's a lot of stakes to that. She could simply have titled it, "I ran a marathon," and that probably would not have gotten 3.1 million views. But she raised the stakes and she put herself through an experience by running a marathon in the hottest place on earth. I mean, you can't really get much more than that. And I'll say for me, this was the first video that I ever watched from Michelle, and there was no way that I wasn't going to click on it. I had to learn what was going to happen to her, what struggles that she was going to face. I'm not gonna lie, I watched the video like 4 times since then. It's that good. And the last thing that I wanted to cover about her strategy is probably one of the most common mistakes that I see in new YouTubers, and that's the intro. See, one of the hardest realizations for new YouTubers or someone who's looking to grow their channel is that nobody cares about you. And I don't mean that to be harsh, but a lot of the times when I click on someone's video and the intro starts with them saying, "Hey, my name is Jake. I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas. I like long walks on the beach and large bowls of ice cream." That's one of the biggest mistakes that you can make, because whoever clicked on that video is expecting something. And if you give them something other than what they expect, generally that person will leave your video, and that can impact your performance on that video. So how exactly does Michelle Khare do it? Let's take a look at her intro for "I ran a marathon in the hottest place on earth."
This is Death Valley, the hottest place on Earth.
The hottest recorded temperature anywhere on the planet.
So, what would happen to the human body if you ran a marathon here in the hottest month of the year?
I mean, that is an absolute masterpiece because it immediately delivers the value that the viewer expected when they clicked on the video. These are a few of the most important strategies that Michelle uses to get millions and millions of views on her videos. But I will say the one thing about YouTube is you have to put in the work to learn the art and put in the reps to get better and better over time. Michelle's been on the platform for 7 years now. She's uploaded over 200 pieces of content, and I would argue with every video she gets better, and the same can happen for you if you just stick with it. So if you are looking for a way to escape the 9 to 5, to slap your boss in the face and say, "I quit," I'm playing, don't do that. But if you want to quit your job and start something on your own that's doing what you love and making a living from that, YouTube is absolutely the best place to start. Hey, Just Notified here. Follow me over on Instagram where I go live and share a lot more money-making tips. You can find me at Just Notified.
I'm a real big spender and a big tip giver. Not a star right now.
Everyone on the planet knows about the Shannon Sharpe and
Let me
Katt
ask you
Williams
this.
interview.
What is your relationship with Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, and Cedric the Entertainer as you sit here currently?
They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi.
And over the past 2 weeks, it's gotten over 50 million views and broke the internet by becoming the most viewed podcast on YouTube. But not only was it a mega viral moment, it also made record-breaking money.
Now that our relationship is at the 8-figure mark.
8? You said 8?
All the numbers are finally in, and I'm about to go over all the details. Well, that man Shannon Sharpe is officially a YouTuber now. And I don't just mean that figuratively. Just in case you weren't aware, not everybody qualifies to make money on YouTube. You must meet a couple of requirements before YouTube can claim you as a partner and agree to pay you for any of your content. And those requirements are as follows. Your channel has to have at least 1,000 subscribers, and people have to have watched at least 4,000 hours worth of your videos. But that didn't take Unc long. Now let's walk through the details of how much money that he made, because not all YouTubers are paid the same amount. See, the main way that YouTubers are paid is from advertisers that place ads on their videos. And these ads are like mini commercials that interrupt your viewing experience.
Why has he played a woman in more movies than he's played a man?
Not annoying at all, right? But here's the thing. Not all advertisers pay the same. I mean, think about it. If a company has a product that sells for $1,000, they're likely to pay more than a company that has a product that sells for $10. And because Club Shay Shay is mostly entertainment value, and especially this episode,
A country bumpkin black dude that can't talk good over KB.
I don't know, Katt. We might not let you drink anymore.
and most of the ads that were ran on his video were either sports related or delivery services, which actually pay a decent amount. The other thing you gotta know is that the longer the video is, the more money you'll make because more ads will play throughout that video. So if you ever come across videos that are 1 or 2 minutes long, they're not making a lot of money because it's not enough time for ads to play. But on the other hand, if you come across a video that's as long as a church sermon, like this Katt Williams interview, they get in a bag. Now, typically YouTube runs ads every 5 to 8 minutes. And this Shannon Sharpe interview was 3 hours long. I can't believe that y'all sat through 3 hours worth of ads. Y'all wildin'. Hey, but humor me though. Reviewing YouTube channels is what I do. So for my research purposes, did you actually watch all 3 hours of that interview? Just drop yes or no in the comments to let me know. And don't be lying either. But anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's hop into the numbers. Now, the average amount that advertisers pay for the type of content that Shannon Sharpe creates is around $26. And advertisers will pay this amount for every 1,000 times that the ad runs. But don't get too excited though. I know y'all ain't think that YouTube wasn't gonna take their cut. See, YouTube is a free platform that shares your videos across the globe. So in exchange for that, they take 55% of the amount that advertisers pay. That would leave Shay with 45% of that $26 profit. And for easy math, let's call it $12 that he got paid for every 1,000 views of this Katt Williams interview. And it ran up views quick. Check this out. At one point, the video was getting 260,000 views per hour. And if we were to break that down just for fun, 260,000 divided by 1,000 views is 260. Then we multiply that by the $12 per 1,000 views that Shannon Sharpe got paid. At one point, he was making over $3,000 an hour. I mean, some people don't even make that in a month. Now for the total amount that the Shannon Sharpe and Katt Williams interview made. To date, the video has gotten 53 million views. Now we're going to take 53 million and divide it by 1,000. And that gives us 53,000. Now the last step is we're going to multiply that 53,000 by the $12 that Shannon Sharpe gets paid per 1,000 views. And what you end up with is $636,000. But hold on, you thought that was it? Now, you may or may not have noticed this, but what Shannon Sharpe has done is genius. He took short clips out of that original interview and posted them as their own individual videos. And those videos have also gotten millions of views. And for all the Katt Williams related videos on his channel, including the original interview, Shannon Sharpe got 88 million views. And by the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, could you leave a like? Because it took me like an hour to calculate all those numbers. I appreciate you. Now let's run the numbers again. We're going to take 88 million and divide it by 1,000 views. That gives us 88,000. Then we're going to multiply that by the $12 that Shannon Sharpe receives from advertisers. And once all that math is said and done, the Shannon Sharpe and Katt Williams interview made $1,056,000. Now, I personally don't know of any other way that you can make $1 million in 2 weeks. And if you hate your job, you might want to look into making YouTube videos. Now, I can't guarantee that you're going to do type numbers. I can almost guarantee that you won't. But people are getting rich off of YouTube every day. I came across this article showing that YouTube is getting 1 billion hours of watch time and 5 billion videos watched on a daily basis. And somehow I've managed to make 5 figures off of YouTube, and I barely know what I'm doing. But I did learn a little bit about how to get more views so I can make money on YouTube from a spot called vidIQ. It's almost like college for YouTube that teaches strategies like the one Shannon Sharpe used to get millions of views on his channel. And if you might own a business and want to grow it, or if you just want to make more money, check this out. In recent years, content creators have earned over $100 billion, and YouTube is arguably the highest paying social platform on the market. If you're looking to make more money, creating content online is something you need to look into. But even though YouTube is a gold mine, it can be hard to make money without learning the art of getting people to click on your videos. Thankfully, we have vidIQ, which is the #1 YouTube educator that teaches the exact methods of how to get views so you can start making money fast. They offer personalized coaching and advice, whether you're just getting started or if you've been creating for years. vidIQ also helps by providing you with trending video ideas so you can get more views, and they offer the best analytics so that you can track your performance. Millions of people are using vidIQ to grow their audience and their income, including some of the top creators. If you're ready to start making money online, sign up to vidIQ for free by heading over to vidiq.com/justnotified or tapping the link in the show notes below. Again, that's vidiq.com/justnotified. Now, here's the most shocking thing about this whole interview. I only went over the numbers that YouTube paid Shannon Sharpe. But at the end of the day, Club Shay Shay is a podcast. So you talk about Apple, Spotify, that's a whole nother stream of income. And it's sneaky, but there's another major way that Shannon Sharpe is also getting paid off of this video. You see, DraftKings is a sponsor of Club Shay Shay, and who knows how much money that they paid him. So if you make videos on YouTube, there's a lot more ways to get paid than just by YouTube. And I've actually listed out all the most common ways that YouTubers get paid in a free guide that I'll link in the show notes below. You can download it for free if you want to check it out. And if you'd like to see how much money any other YouTuber makes, feel free to drop their name in the comments and I'll be glad to investigate. If you've gotten any value out of this episode, like and subscribe on YouTube and leave a 5-star rating on podcast. And if you'd like to know even more ways to make money, stay tuned and I'll be back shortly.
I've been